Hello and welcome to Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, and this week I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
And Pete.
Hello.
There is no Claire, but she is alive.
She might make an appearance at some point. She might do. You might hear her in the background.
We haven't locked her in the kitchen yet. We haven't gone back to a 1950s style society just yet.
Oh, she's enjoying a family barbecue in the sun.
Yes.
Well, we're stuck inside a sweatbox recording this.
Yep.
For you, listeners, it's all for you. Today we're going to talk about Dolores Barrios, the woman from Venus, allegedly. There's a definite allegedly, but today we're going somewhere that sits right at the crossroads of Cold War paranoia, post-war spiritual hunger, celebrity UFO culture, and one of the strangest encounters ever reported at a convention full of people who were already expecting the impossible. This is the story of Dolores Barrios, a woman who walked out of a California forest in August 1954, stood in a crowd of true believers, and vanished back into that same forest less than 48 hours later. Whether she was a curious fashion designer from New York, an alien visitor from the planet Venus, or something else entirely, her story has never been put to rest.
Do you know what the name Dolores means?
Car.
Heh.
It's a flower, isn't it?
I thought it meant suffering. To suffer.
It's probably. I think it's more than likely a type of flower.
So owning a DeLorean, which apparently was not a pleasant
yeah.
experience.
That's probably why it's called a DeLorean then.
Yeah.
The main character from Westworld.
Yes.
Her name was Dolores.
It was, and her job was literally to suffer, wasn't it? You know what? I must watch the first season of that again.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like one of the best things I've ever seen on telly.
It was up there.
Well, you had Anthony Hopkins doing his absolute fucking best as well, even at 90 something. Ed Harris. You know?
Well, they
That
fucked it
Rolf's
up, didn't they?
brother. Is that Rolf's brother, yeah?
No. Well, let's go all the way back to 1954. Pete, ready the time machine.
Right, we're back.
All right, so it's top of the mountain, 954.
Bloody chilly up there, wasn't
It
it?
was.
Oh, it's gold.
And to a moment when the line between the plausible and the impossible got genuinely, thrillingly blurry. Now, to understand why Dolores Barrios became a bit of a legend, you have to explain the world she walked into. And there was a world that was charged. It was electric with anxiety and wonder in equal measure. It's 1954. 9 years since the bombs fell on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The hydrogen bomb's been tested. The Soviet Union's got its own nuclear arsenal. Senator McCarthy is conducting his hearings. Basically, if he thinks you're a communist, you're getting locked up. The phrase mutually assured destruction is entering everyday vocabulary. People in the American suburbs are digging backyard fallout shelters. School children are practicing ducking under their desks in case of nuclear attack.
Because that's going to help.
Duck and cover, kids!
I suppose it's better than not ducking and covering.
It doesn't matter whether I'm on the floor or in the chair, really, does it?
You're still going to be irradiated dust at the end of it.
Yep.
And anyway, then cutting through all of that dread like a knife of light, there's something else, a strange new obsession sweeping across America. Flying saucers, UFOs, aliens.
Saucer flap.
The saucer flap of 1953. It started in 1947, 2 years after the war ended. Obviously, Kenneth Arnold reported seeing the 9 bright objects flying in formation near Mount Rainier in Washington, and this is where we get the name. He described their movement as a saucer skipping across water, and then a journalist said, "Oh, flying saucers." Boom, and just like that, a cultural icon was born, the flying saucer. Then, of course, you get Roswell in 1947. US Army initially saying, we have captured a flying
Yeah.
disc, and then retreating that claim the day later saying, actually, it's just a weather balloon, nothing to see here.
That's fishy, isn't it, Pete?
Yeah.
It's always something fishy to me about Roswell.
Yeah, you're the Air Force, but you don't know the difference between a weather balloon and a flying saucer.
Of course they do. 100%. Like, there's no way they don't know the difference between them.
Unless it was a psyop. They were like, we don't
Well-
want them to realise it was a secret weather balloon.
I just
We
want
want, so we'll just say it was a UFO.
Yeah, but it's the worst psyop in history at that point, then, isn't it? Though, isn't it? But then again, conspiracy theories are
Well,
literally.
no one's talking about Project Mogul, are they?
Well, no, that's true. But conspiracy
that?
theories are by nature designed to divide us.
That was, they came out and admitted later. That's what it was. It was a weather balloon from something called Project Mogul.
Designed to pick up Soviet nuclear bomb tests in the atmosphere. But if you're telling me that the intelligence officer, no less, from the 509th Bomb Group, the only bomb group in the world armed with nuclear weapons at the time, America's literal first line of both offense and defense. I don't know why I said that like an American. I think it works better in that scenario. Doesn't know what the difference is between a weather balloon and a crashed craft. I'm sorry, he's the intelligence officer for the elite of America's Air Force.
And he thought some string and balsa wood was a UFO.
I mean, that's either A, incredibly concerning, or B, that man got hung out to fucking dry.
That's more likely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, he also shouldn't have released that story to the press.
Well, maybe he should have. Maybe that was, they were going to admit it.
And morally, yes, he should
For
have.
24 hours.
Career-wise,
Yeah.
no. By the early 1950s, UFOs were not fringe, they were front page. You got to see Project Blue Book. We've done an article on that, a story on that, even episode. You get the science fiction films, The Day the Earth Stood Still in 1951, War of the Worlds in 1953. Still my favourite War of the Worlds version.
Imagine if Alien had come out in them days. God, there'd have been mass panic, wouldn't there?
Well, yeah, they wouldn't have been ready for it, would they?
You know, these played on exactly the same anxieties and fascinations. You're still talking about the end of the world, but this time it's about aliens doing it. And you get a new kind of public figure emerges, the influencer of their day, in many ways, the contactee. And these are people who didn't just see UFOs, they met the beings inside them.
Ooh,
They
hello.
You said that in a very saucy way.
Well, yeah, they met the beings inside them.
Yeah. They sat with them, they received messages, and of course, overwhelmingly, those messages reflected human fears on Earth. Nuclear war, peace, humanity's need to wake up before it destroyed itself.
So it was the same message in it.
Yep. These were not the malevolent abducting grey aliens of later decades. These were, as they came to be known, the Space Brothers, almost uniformly Nordic, tall, fair-skinned, serene, and luminously beautiful.
I could be one of them, couldn't I?
No, you couldn't. For every reason they are described there, Mike, you are not a Nordic.
I'll just have to remain being young, gifted, and black then.
You're also none of those things. You moved past me on the point now where you're young, dumb, and full of cum.
Old, bold, and I'm trying to think of something else to go with that.
Useless. Decrepit.
Old, bold, and smells of mould. There we go. I just made a new one. Old, bold, and smells of mould.
You know, another 10 years you'll be stinking of piss.
What do you mean 10 years?
I wondered what the smell was. But no, so is there something to say that the reason that we saw all the Nordics in the 50s was because they were genuinely trying to help?
Yeah, and then they gave up.
And then Eisenhower just said, nah, get the fuck out, I'm not giving up the nukes. Partnered with the Greys, so the Nordics just stopped bothering with us.
Could be.
They're like, yeah, they'll come round one day. Maybe, do you think that's a
They're
possibility?
probably waiting for us to contact them now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we'll wait for them to
Mm.
get to the ability to contact us, and when they do, they obviously want to.
As in, like, messaging a bird and, you know.
I think it's ghost me. I don't know. It's more paranormal activity in my inbox.
At least you're not getting suggested two-headed women, mate.
A blonde one that kisses itself.
What you been watching?
Fucking ridiculous AI things that come up on
Mm.
Facebook. It's ridiculous. It's so fucking fake.
On my friend's suggestion in Facebook, yeah, was a two-headed woman.
It's true.
A real woman, though.
Well, I don't know if she's real.
Well,
Might
we
be
don't
fake.
know. It could have been an AI bot.
Probably.
As long as she had 3 boobs,
Yeah.
No,
you're on a
sadly
winner.
not.
Ah,
Yeah.
you'd never fucking win an argument when
No,
you had
no.
2 heads. would
Nagging
they?
in stereo, man.
Jesus.
God, you can tell Claire's not here.
I'd say that anyway if Claire was here. And I'd look at her whilst I was saying it. And she'd probably look at me going, "You are right."
Now, the contrast with the era's other anxieties weren't subtle. These alien angels are everything that Cold War politics wasn't. Where the political world was threatening and opaque, the Space Brothers were translucent and kind.
Of course, they were the Space Brothers.
The Space Brothers. Space Brothers, dude.
Like
I was going to say, come and smoke some of
Go
mine.
smoke some space weed.
Who is it? AstroTurf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why they're Dutch all of a sudden.
I don't know why the I like to think they would be Dutch.
Yes, come and smoke some of my AstroTurf with me.
We are sexy space brothers. Smoke this weed.
But you have to be wearing some leather shorts.
Well, I'll make that sacrifice. Mate, if they're going to offer a Star Trek future in 1950 something, right? You know, no more disease, no more war, no more want, no more famine. You'll be set. You're going to have interstellar travel.
Yeah, it's
you're
basically
part of
Star
the
Trek,
universe.
innit?
Star Trek future.
Would be ace,
But-
wouldn't it?
You've got to wear lederhosen.
I would prefer an Orville future.
Oh, I don't know if I can.
It's
agree with
basically the
that.
same thing.
I know, but it's funnier.
Yeah.
So I'd prefer to be in an Orville world than that. You know what I mean? A bit more comedy in that place.
Yeah. But if I had to, I'd wear lederhosen for that future.
I'd wear lederhosen anyway.
Well,
Why not?
Well,
You
just-
spill something on them, they wipe straight off.
I guess you're right.
Do they? We thinking the same thing?
Leather
It's
shorts.
not really leather, is it?
Well, I'm
Yeah,
thinking more
it is.
the outfit Germans wear.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
it's leather.
This is leather.
Oh,
It's,
leather.
Is it?
Yeah.
it's well, like lederhosen. I guess
Oh,
includes in
okay.
the name. Isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's like not.
Leather.
It's not like a leather jacket leather.
Mm,
It's like a felty leather,
yeah.
isn't it?
Almost like untreated leather, if that
Well,
makes
that's
sense.
Well, that's not going to wipe off, is it?
Yeah, of course it is. Waterproof, it's skin.
Mm.
Or the beer soaks into it a bit, and you get to slurp it out later on.
Yummy.
You know, you run out of money, you're blind drunk. Oh, I spilled some beer down my thigh earlier.
To be honest, I think that's one of the reasons why lederhosens were actually very popular, was the fact that
Mm.
They absorbed beer.
they just wiped off. They were just easily cleaned.
Well, I'm not big on traditional German fashion, I must admit.
Well, it's not an area I've ever looked into, really, but I'd wear it.
You've
Look,
been there, though, haven't you?
I've been to Germany, yes. I've been to Germany a few times. I've never worn lederhosen, though.
Driven through it. Didn't stay.
One of my bucket lists, not to wear lederhosen to go to Germany. And when I go, maybe I will wear some lederhosen.
I went to Berlin, and it was like 2000, 2001, and they were still rebuilding the middle of it, right?
Did you go to Das Funk Bunker?
I went to a bunker. I stood on top of the bunker. I was looking around to see all the craze. I thought, wow, Grandad really did a fucking number on this place, didn't he? Well, not everyone's Grandad, you know. Like, fucking hell. Mental. But yeah. Beautiful city, though. Yeah, great city. So the Space Brothers offered a cosmic perspective that made everything seem just a bit more manageable. In a decade when many Americans felt the planet might be careering towards apocalypse, the contactee movement offered something powerful. The idea that someone older and wiser was watching and that humanity was not alone. And at the centre of all of this, more than anybody else, is the Polish-born American George Adamski. Professor George Adamski, if you know him personally. He likes you to call him Professor, even though he is not. He owns a burger stand. But he's met men from Venus.
It's a bit like you keep trying to make us call you fucking mayor, and you're really not.
No, Pete, I keep asking you to call me Caesar.
Sorry, I keep forgetting. Caesar, sorry. My Führer.
No, just Caesar is fine. We're not going down that route.
Yet.
Just no, I'd rather be Caesar than Furious. Julius Caesar, dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hitler, scrawny, bad moustache, drug addict. Caesar, Imperial Rome, dude, laurel wreath,
Shag little
toga.
boys and all sorts of things like that.
The Romans weren't into that.
Mm.
The Greeks were into that. The Romans didn't really take that aspect of Greek culture with it.
Who was he killed by? One of his...
All of his
his best mates, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
Stabbed him in the back.
But Caesar had also had a previous relationship with his mother.
That's right. He was incestuous, not boy rapey.
No, they knew you weren't supposed to fuck your sister and all that. It was just, there was a lot of free reign on it. Roman men couldn't be found guilty of having affairs. So it was, and to promote your image as a powerful man, you had multiple women on the go. That's what it was.
Culture, innit?
It's the culture of the time. But, Caesar, dude, gets stabbed by a bunch of other lesser men, the weeds, the Führers of this world, right? Who couldn't handle how fucking awesome he was.
Anyway, we very much digress.
If I had a time machine, Pete, I'd go back to that day, and I'd be sat there in the sniper's nest, and I'd take Brutus out.
Stop him shanking him.
Et tu, Brute, you fucking cook. Bang.
We might not see the fall of Rome.
Yeah. We could all be swanning around in togas right now in this heat. That'd be a lot fucking cooler, wouldn't it?
You could do that if you wanted.
Well, I could do, but people would probably ask questions.
Why are you walking around wearing a bed sheet? It's cool.
It's cool.
Just come up with something Latin, wouldn't you, Snappy?
Yeah, I'll get on. ChatGPT will sort me out with some Latin, I'm sure. So, George Adamski. Depending on who you ask, George is either the most important witness of UFOs in the 20th century or its most charming fraud. Maybe both. Born in Poland in 1891, raised in the States, he styled himself variously as a philosopher, a teacher, and in the years before his fame, as a bit of a minor cult leader. I think cult might be a bit strong, but he's got this quasi-spiritual community near the Palomar Mountain Observatory in California. Sounds quite idyllic, actually, from when we did the episode. Cult might be a bit strong, but certainly...
Sounds cultish, though, doesn't it?
It's definitely a bit culty. He's very much in charge. He's their spiritual professor.
Yeah, it's cool. What you're telling me, it sounds like
you might be right.
It does sound like one.
But it's not.
But they're not a knobhead cult like a lot of them are.
Every cult goes down the knobhead route. Yeah. Starts off peacefully with good intentions, and then the guy in charge takes more and more drugs. And before you know it, he's the son of God, and you've all got to kill yourselves while he fucks your wife.
Yeah.
Whether George would have gone down that route, I don't know. Has a bit of a dodgy past, sold wine during Prohibition. We mentioned that in the episode.
Good man.
Claimed it was for religious purposes, so they gave him a license to make it, and he sold it off. But, he gave lectures on cosmic philosophy. He was charming, persuasive, and magnetic in the way that great storytellers often are. And he could keep a crowd. He would pull a chair into the middle of the burger joint that he ran as part of this community, and for people going up to the observatory and what have you. And he would put a chair in the middle of the room, and he would talk to everybody, and they would all be fascinated. And he was a charismatic man, if nothing else.
Of course, he's a cosmic philosopher.
Oh, yeah. Well, Then on November 20th, 1952, everything changes. Adamski claimed he drove it into the California desert, accompanied by 6 witnesses, and there, in the middle of the Mojave, a flying saucer landed. From it emerged a single figure, human in form, around 5 feet, 6 inches, with long blonde hair, a high forehead, and deep calm eyes. The figure communicated with Adamski through a combination of hand gestures and telepathy. This being, Adamski later said, was called Orthon. He was a Venusian. He had come to warn humanity about atomic weapons and was deeply, transcendently concerned with the spiritual welfare of the human race.
Oh, yeah.
But he's Venetian, so he's from Venice. Sorry,
I
Venus.
think it is Venusian, isn't it?
It's probably Venusian.
But he's
Venetian
from Venus.
is from Venice.
But he's from Venus.
He's from
yeah.
Venus.
But we know, or do we? But we presume there's no life on Venus, is there?
Oh no, Venus is meant to be a methane-riddled hellhole.
You know what I mean?
CO2.
Is it CO2?
Probably methane as well.
It's
Mainly
one of
CO2,
the
innit?
noxious
Greenhouse
gases,
gas,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's very close to the sun, which would mean it's incredibly hot.
But life could exist in the clouds.
Apparently so, yes.
Above the clouds, the temperature is the same as it is on Earth.
What's they got?
Floating
cities.
Why not?
They're aliens. Jetson-style cities. It's the Jetsons on Venus.
But surely we would know if something else in our solar system had civilized life on it.
Well,
to the extent that they can travel around or visit Earth.
Or is this the cover-up?
they do
But
know
if-
when they're not telling us.
Well, I suppose, but you know, there's enough independent astrologists out there. Astrologists, that is the right one, isn't it?
Astronomers.
Astronomers, yes, not sorry.
Astrologists,
star
places
signs.
and all that shit.
Yes, shit, I always get it wrong. Yeah, there's enough astronomers out there that aren't working for NASA
Yeah.
or the government
Mhm.
that have access to these very, very powerful telescopes. So surely there'd be some fucking inclination of it.
And
If
what you're going to see?
well, if they've got fucking floating cities,
What you think you can see them from Earth in a telescope?
yeah, but it's not just it's not just our telescopes from Earth, though, is there? There's the ones that we've got floating around space and
NASA.
shit, but they're all NASA, I suppose. Who fucking knows? Because we all know the moon landing didn't happen, so how can we trust NASA?
I don't know, but I heard a dark theory about the Jetsons the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, the reason they're all in the sky
Mm.
is because there was a nuclear war and
So
the
it
Earth
was
is completely
Earth.
scorched.
Yeah,
That's why, like, when you have the Flintstones meet the Jetsons, and the Jetsons go back to Flintstone times, George is like, "Hey, that's grass. I saw that when I was in school on a video." He's never seen grass. He's never seen a lawn.
And are the Flintstones in the past, or is that the present? Is that
They're
what's
in
down?
the-
Is that what's down underneath
Well,
the clouds?
that's
Because
another thing. As
going
humanity,
back to the Stone Age.
yeah.
yeah, it wasn't time travel.
No,
it was just
just went beneath the clouds.
a cute meet cute.
God damn. Well, dark anyway,
Mm.
nonetheless. So,
Hmm.
Orthon. Adamski went on to write about this encounter in his 1953 book, Flying Saucers Have Landed, co-authored with Desmond Leslie, which became a surprise bestseller. And its sequel, Inside the Spaceships, followed in 1955, describing further meetings, not just with Venusians, but with Martians, Saturnians, and ultimately a galactic council.
So
Really?
there's also ones living on Saturn as well.
Yes.
Okay.
According to Adamski, every planet in the solar system was populated with human-like beings.
So Mars, Venus, not Jupiter though, because
Well, it says every planet.
yeah, but hasn't Jupiter been?
In 1954, they don't know this.
Yeah.
They
We
don't.
know now that
We
it's
know
not-
now that
it is Jupiter, isn't it? that's
Jupiter's
not-
just a gas giant,
Yeah.
isn't it? The moons might be habitable.
But this is my point.
Mm.
So, do they say there's people in Jupiter as well? Because they didn't know it was a gas giant then. We know now it's a gas giant, which would also mean that we know they're telling bullshit.
Well,
Does that make, do you know what I mean, though?
Saturn is also a gas giant, and he's saying there's people from there.
So, I thought Saturn was solid.
No, it's
the one with the ring around
Yeah.
it. Okay, so that's a gas giant as well.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It does take some of the credibility away, doesn't it?
It does, in retrospect, absolutely.
Or is that just what we're being told? That the Saturn is a gas giant?
Or like Ben said, they could live on the moons.
Yeah, because there are many, many moons around each of these other planets, aren't there? To be fair,
are.
Well, there's many moons around. Yeah,
we're the only
in the moon.
We're the only planet in the solar system with like one main moon.
We have two main moons.
You know,
we do.
Corythian.
Yeah. But still,
Corythian.
we have the least amount of moons per planet in the solar system.
Yeah.
I think is definitely a thing. Like most planets have like 20 something.
Actually, they do think we've got a lot more.
Oh yeah, there's lots of miniature.
Yeah.
But you've got the big moon, then you've got Corythian, and then there's like hundreds of smaller moons, isn't there?
Well,
but they're just like
too small, I guess, to be classed as moons.
They're probably no bigger than a house kind of thing or something. I don't know.
Although technically they do rotate around a planet. It's a definition of a moon, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it's made of cheese, then that's it, isn't it? As long as
they're
all made of cheese.
Oh, it's a giant button.
Oh, Button Moon.
Oh, the moon landings on Button Moon were faked, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Adamski claims that all of these aliens, all look like particularly handsome Northern Europeans. I don't know whether Adamski had a thing for Northern Europeans.
Tall and blonde with blue eyes.
Like tall, blonde and blue-eyed people, I don't know. Particularly the women, maybe. Now, serious UFO researchers report, scientists pointed out, not unreasonably, although it says that they knew apparently in 1952 that Venus couldn't handle life as we know it.
Too close to the sun,
Yeah.
isn't it?
You know, the planet's surface temperature confirmed by space probes later on is around 465 degrees Celsius. It's hot enough to melt lead. The carbon dioxide is carbon dioxide laced with clouds of sulfuric acid.
I was going to say, isn't it pure acid rain all the time as well? Yeah. And it's like very strong acid as well.
Yeah, so some sort of hat would be needed.
You'd have to have something acid proof, wouldn't you, if you lived in the clouds?
Some sort of hat.
Some sort of hat.
Just put my helmet on.
Some sort of hat would be needed, is what we're saying. So nothing like Orthon could live there. But for much of the American public, the scientific objections missed the point. Adamski probably wasn't actually talking about Venus. He was talking about hope. Maybe Venus was just an analogy, a metaphor, I don't know. Maybe it was just something for him to sell books.
Or they do have completely different metabolic systems to us, and they
love that acid rain.
They can withstand acid and fucking 450 degrees Celsius.
Well,
if you know what I mean, that's what I mean. If they've evolved with the planet,
yeah, totally.
Maybe
it's not beyond fucking imagination, is it? Let's face it.
It's not beyond the realms of possibility in the slightest.
So there could be that.
We probably have to get in touch with an astrobiologist.
Mike, get on it. You must know a few. You're the science officer.
No, I'm afraid I don't.
No.
Sadly.
No.
Right. I only know you guys.
I might know a couple.
You only know. I know you guys.
I know a few nuclear biologists, but it's not quite the same, is it?
I don't know. They might know someone who knows somebody.
But this is the thing, isn't it?
They almost all mix in the same circles. Astrobiology, eh? It's not nuclear. It's not rocket science, is it? It's not brain surgery. Presumably, they'll hang around the same club.
Obviously.
Yeah. So Adamski's talking about the possibility that the universe contained wisdom and benevolence, that human beings are not the peak of creation, but merely pupils in a much larger school. And that message in 1954, when you're living under the constant threat of nuclear annihilation, took hold, and it sold. Sold books. And he became what one researcher called a significant international occult celebrity. He toured, he gave lectures, he sold books at venues. He claimed he'd been given a special medal by the Pope, but it turned out to be a souvenir medal you can buy from anywhere in the Vatican. He claimed the government privately endorsed his work, but that's after he'd kind of some FBI guys had tried to scab him and failed really miserably, but he took it as like, hey, the FBI endorses me. It backfired so badly, he actually came out of it better. You know, he wasn't sure a showman, but he was, you know, he was the people's showman. You know, certainly the people who believe in this. There's definitely an element of cult leader growing, though. So maybe this is where it goes, isn't it? I guess. So it's in this context, in August 1954, Adamski and two of his fellow contactees organised what will become the most extraordinary UFO convention in history. The Skyline Lodge sits on Mount Palomar, California. It's about 6,000 feet above sea level. There's a famous Palomar Observatory there. It's home to the Hale Telescope. And there's something about the altitude that makes cosmic conversations, somewhat more plausible. The sky is closer, the stars at night are overwhelming. I bet it's beautiful, actually, at night. They can see every single star in the sky. It certainly could back then. And this is where Adamski and two fellow contactees, Truman Bertram and Daniel Fry, assembled one of the most remarkable gatherings of the decade. Bertram had his own claim to fame. He said he'd had multiple encounters with Aurora Raines, a female captain from the planet Clarion, described as hot in shapeliness and beauty. Yeah, so you were banging an alien woman. Of course
In
you
your
were.
head.
And my name is Truman. I couldn't look. The truth is in my name. I couldn't lie if I wanted to. I am Truman Bertram.
To be fair, though, right? I've said this before, though, the fact that if there are aliens on other planets, chances are they are humanoid because this form seems to be the perfect evolutionary form to do things, to evolve, and to.
On this planet.
Well, yeah, but you think about it, any other planet, if they're going to be making stuff, they still need to have hands and digits and opposable thumbs and
What do
things
they?
like that. Well, yeah, because you still need to grasp things and you still need to twist things.
Well, octopuses can do that.
You're telling me an octopus could
Yeah.
build a spaceship?
No, but you say you're twisting things and get into.
But you think they've. But you think the
No.
octopus. Yeah,
maybe
my
an
point
evolved
is.
octopus might be.
Yeah,
able to.
but they'd probably evolve to have hands and things like that and feet to walk upright
Or
because
they
it's
would
the most
What is it?
efficient way of doing it.
They would
and
adapt tools to fit their appendages. Would be a better way of saying it.
potentially, but
Octopuses
there
use
is a lot
tools.
of theories out there, like theorists or whatever you want to call them, that would say that humanoid shape, so basically upright arms, legs, head, torso, would be more than likely.
If you do look at what I mean, you can know what people have reported over the years.
They've
then
all been humanoid.
They've all been humanoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been lots of variations of it, isn't there? So what my point was, when you watch Star Trek, the Orville, things like that,
but
there's a lot of these female aliens. I would.
I wouldn't say no. I fully agree.
But everything on that planet has to be the same. Do you know what I mean? The same evolution. There's different elements on different planets, different pressures.
Well, yeah, but if something was to evolve to be
Yeah,
doing
on this
space,
planet.
no, but if something was
On
to
a
evolve to be doing space travel and things like that, they'd have to be building spacecraft and things. To be building things like that, surely they would need.
That doesn't mean they have to be humanoid form.
What you'd be looking at though is every planet that has going to have life on it is going to be in that Goldilocks zone, isn't it?
That we know of.
That we know. We assume that every planet has to be this distance from the sun, so shit doesn't burn up or doesn't get too cold. It's got to be spot. So
Creates the right breathable atmosphere for life, and
if
yeah,
that is a natural thing that has to be there for life, then surely you could argue, or maybe that the humanoid version of evolution favours that setting.
Yeah, but it's a different planet. It's a completely different makeup.
So if there's like blobs, yeah, how are they going to build a spacecraft?
Well,
They're
you got,
aliens,
you
aren't
got
they?
Mike the Blob in the Orville. He's an engineer.
Yeah, but I don't know.
What you're saying, you need to get into a solid
Like
state.
I say, it's not just my theory. There's lots and lots and lots of people
Yes,
who
there's
go
lots of
with
people
that.
that also say that
The Earth is flat.
Well, yeah.
Also, that they could be different shapes and sizes. It depends on.
Well, there probably will be different shapes and sizes, but chances are they will have limbs, they will have hands, and like.
I just told you about
opposable-
octopuses. They can do stuff.
Hmm,
Well, they're fucking aliens anyway.
well,
Probably.
yeah, 3 brains and shit like that, and
But anyway, if I was going to try and sell a story to people about contact with an alien, it's going to be a sexy one. Yeah?
my whole point of that conversation anyway was like, I'd do them.
So, and she's tops in shapeliness and beauty. Pryor claimed encounters with an extraterrestrial called Alan, who would give him a ride in an unmanned flying saucer flying from White Sands, New Mexico to New York City.
So one guy gets a beautiful woman, and the other guy gets Alan,
Yeah.
who is an anagram for anal.
Yeah. Between them, the three men had enough cosmic credentials to fill a small library. The event drew over 1,000 attendees. These weren't simply the credulous or the desperate, although they were probably there too. They were journalists from American newspapers, reportedly FBI agents monitoring the proceedings with the watchful neutrality of people whose job description requires them to consider that anything might be true. There were UFO witnesses sharing their own experience. There were the merely curious drawn by the spectacle of it all. And there was one journalist in particular who became the reason we're telling this story at all, and his name was João Martins, and he worked for the O Cruzeiro, which is the most reportedly, well, was at the time, the most widely circulated magazine in South America. Basically, it's Life magazine in Brazil. And he'd come to cover this strange American gathering for his readers back home. Now, at Adamski's session, the centrepiece of the first day, the contactee gave was what was apparently a spellbinding lecture. He described his Venetian encounters in characteristic detail. He talked about the Space Brothers' appearance, human, Nordic, luminously attractive, indistinguishable from an unusually handsome earthling at a glance. And to hammer the point home, he presented a painting, an artistic rendering of a Venusian. Couldn't get a photo, so we had a painting done. I think they were against photos.
Convenient, isn't it?
Face, fair skin, dark, intense eyes, a particular bone structure, a kind of eerie, otherworldly beauty. The crowd absorbed all of this, and at the end of the first day, they noticed something.
She had 2 heads.
That woman's got 2 heads! She appeared at the end of the first day's proceedings, walking through the crowd in the company of 2 men. The attendees noticed her immediately. She was striking. She was fair-skinned, with blonde hair cut in a bob, but with intensely deep eyes and notable thick eyelashes. Witnesses described an unusual bone structure, a ridge or protrusion running vertically down the centre of her forehead between the bridge of her nose, towards the bridge of her nose. Her overall appearance was described variously as otherworldly and strange in a beautiful way, and, most significantly, almost exactly like the painting Adamski had just been displaying to the crowd.
So they quickly made up some kind of mask to put on her,
Well, you say this, but Adamski doesn't like her.
doesn't he?
No. Because Adamski's got a grip. All right, let's be
He
sceptical.
prefers anal with Alan, does he?
No, Adamski's got a grift going on.
Mm.
Of course he has. He's selling books. I bet he's selling these paintings. He doesn't want her showing off and muscling in on it, does he? He's like, oh no, it's just a woman. But we'll get to that. Her 2 male companions were also fair-skinned, a bit unusual in appearance, difficult to place. The rumour moved through the crowd like fire through dry grass. They're Venusians. Look at them. Look at her. She's the woman from the painting. Lot of marijuana being smoked at this, do you think? This is very proto-hippie, isn't it? Pete, what do you reckon?
The hippies in the desert. They're on something.
Oh, 100%. They're definitely smoking a lot of marijuana.
Bit of peyote, maybe?
Probably LSD, things like that. That wouldn't be out of the realms.
This is the
would it?
50s. I'm not sure if LSD has reached the public market yet.
Well, if it's
Peyote
not
has
LSD,
that.
Peyote
though,
would, because that's like a natural thing.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
like a cactus.
I'd
isn't it?
say what else would there? There was something else like that though at that point, wasn't there?
I don't know.
that the hippies would have been taking.
Definitely marijuana.
Magic mushrooms at
Magic
least.
mushrooms.
Magic
there
mushrooms
you go.
at least.
Yeah.
They're in the desert. It's definitely peyote.
Oh, from the cactus.
Yeah, it's definitely that, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, someone approached the trio and asked them directly, "Are you Venusians?" The woman smiled, calm, unruffled. "No," she said. That single syllable in a serene tone somehow made things worse or better, depending on your perspective. Martins, a journalist, approached them for an interview. He asked their names. The woman said that she was Dolores Barrios, a fashion designer from New York. The two men said they were Donald Morand and Bill Jackmart, musicians from Manhattan Beach, California. They signed the convention guest book with these names. They said they'd come out of curiosity. They believed in flying saucers, they said, and they'd heard Adamski's story about the Venusians. Martins asked to photograph them and they declined. They seemed irritated, he reported, particularly being called Venusians. The woman was clearly used to unwanted attention, but this particular brand of it annoyed her. And that probably should have been the end of it. Perhaps, just three unusual looking people at a UFO convention. I can walk down any high street in this country and see three unusual looking people.
You can see him in this room now.
You speak for yourself, I'm classically handsome.
But yeah, it's bollocks, isn't it? I mean, at this point, I mean,
Mm.
they don't even admit it anyway. They deny it, don't they?
Well, that's what a Venusian would say.
Or maybe just because she's got a bit of a sloping forehead or whatever it was.
She looks like the painting, Mike. He's gone, this is a Venusian.
Mm.
This is who I've met. This is exactly what they look like by my painting.
Yeah.
And then she rocks up looking exactly like the fucking
Yeah.
painting.
After some makeup.
But he's not happy.
Well, of course he's not.
They weren't that good at makeup back then.
Are they not?
Well, that's why they had to get Boris Karloff. He's got a dude with a big forehead. Isn't it, Pete?
Definitely similar to
I'm
my
sure they could knock
ancestors.
some.
I didn't say nothing. I was just putting it out.
There is a definite family connection.
So, on the second morning of the convention, Martins decided he was not going to leave without a photograph. He found Dolores at the end of the morning's proceedings. He raised his camera and used a flash, surprising her, capturing her image before she had the chance to refuse. She turned, startled, the flash catching her mid-movement. Then he quickly turned to her companions and photographed them too. The three of them, all accounts agree, did not take this well. After the photographs were taken, Dolores Barrios and her two companions walked quickly towards towards the forest that surrounded the lodge. They moved into the trees, and after that, according to every account, every journalist, every attendee who has since been asked about it, no one ever saw them again.
Have we got the photograph?
We can find the photograph.
Mm.
So we're looking at a picture of Dolores right now.
Very attractive woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Voluptuous lips.
Human woman, might I add.
She can, if she's a Venusian, Mike, she can pass for human.
She
That's
bloody can, can't she?
This is the
Spitting
point, isn't
image.
it? They're saying that they're very, very human-like. There's only very subtle differences.
and she
Well, there
looks
isn't
like the
any
painting.
differences. She's got
Well,
a bit of a wide,
the subtle differences could be
bit of a wide nose.
she's got
Looks like she's
quite big features.
got a boxer's nose, but
She's got big features, hasn't she? She's got big eyes, big lips, big nose,
yeah,
quite a
but
big forehead.
it's nothing.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't go, well, fuck me, like an alien.
Well, because
That's the
they
whole
can blend
point.
in.
That's-
He's just shown you a paint.
What's the point
You're
then?
off your tits on
What's
peyote.
the point?
Mike, picture yourself here, right? You are
I
off
met
your
an alien, who's that her?
You're-
It looks human to me. But they look human.
you are off your tits on peyote
Bullshit.
in the desert at a fucking UFO festival. You've got the guru himself up there, Adamski, with his painting going, this is what Venusians look like, right? And then, out of the woods, mysteriously, she appears looking exactly like the painting. And you're going to go, well, fuck me, she's clearly an alien. She looks
Or his-
exactly like that painting.
or his
You
sister.
are off your fucking face
Oh,
at this point.
I still ain't buying it. Come on.
You would be in those
to be.
circumstances, though, wouldn't you? If you were off your face back in the 70s or whatever.
In the 50s.
1950s.
50s, sorry. Yeah, you'd probably buy it still. If you're off your tits in that era.
Well, probably because if I'm
Not
there,
knowing
then I'm
what
probably a
the-
believer anyway. I'm not going to be
Yeah,
a
but this
skeptic,
is it.
am I?
You want them to show up, don't you?
Yeah. But I'll be like, nah, this
So yeah, all right. She is,
is shit.
like I say, she does have big features, but other than that, she does look human. But if that is the whole point, the fact that they do look human, then what? I don't know. Like, how many Venusians have we met throughout our lives? And
Well,
not known it?
Millions could be.
Is it like Men in Black, where when he shows Agent J the screen, and it's like there's Sylvester Stallone and Madonna and
Or the school teacher.
the school teacher and that. Now, we monitor every alien. This,
Or
you know.
Stallone, I can believe, is an alien. That skin isn't right on him, is it? That skin suit isn't quite fit.
Oh, that's not fair though. 'Cause he has a genetic
I
disorder.
know. Ripping him.
You can't rip somebody that has genetic disorder. If he looked like that purely because of cosmetic surgery, rip away. Like Madonna or something, you know what I mean? She looks like a right fucking mess of a bin bag now. and that's not a problem. That's her paid for it.
So, no one ever saw him again. Not at the convention, not elsewhere, not before, not since. No one came forward to say they recognised the people in the photographs from elsewhere in their lives. No neighbours, no work colleagues, no friends or family. And then, a few days later in the same area, several people reported seeing a UFO rise from the forest and disappear into the sky, but no photograph was taken.
Back in the 50s, though, what fucking photography equipment is the average Joe going to have? Nothing that she's going to be able to pick up and take a quick snap, is it? So,
October 1954, Martins published his account across 3 consecutive issues of O Caserio under the headline Interplanetary Spies. The articles included the photographs he had taken, the startled woman with the dark eyes and unusual bone structure, the 2 men who said they were musicians. The story caused a sensation not just in Brazil, but wherever it was picked up internationally.
Interplanetary spies, eh?
Oh,
Imagine that would have been a Red Scare on steroids, wouldn't it?
Oh, they would have lasted 3 seconds under McCarthy.
Yeah. Not only, what's worse than a communist?
An interplanetary communist.
Well, yeah. That's what they are, effectively, aren't they?
Yeah.
damn communists.
Damn you, alien
Space
communists.
communists.
Oh, no. Oh, it's like the end of Red Alert 3. I'm going to the one place where you can't destroy communism. Space. Oh, it's fucking
Brilliant game.
Tim Curry doing that as well. He was the fucking Russian guy.
Oh,
in that,
yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Space.
That was brilliant, though, those little video bits they did in that game. That was like next level, that, wasn't it?
Tiberian's son, the other Command and Conquer game, you had the guy who was Hicks from Aliens. Michael Bain in that.
Yeah.
They were getting decent fucking actors back then, weren't they? Oh, yeah.
They were good games.
Oh, here's the thing. Adamski hated this. He devoted years of his life to promoting the idea of Venetians living secretly among us, and was apparently furious that 3 people at his own convention had been identified as possible Venetians. He argued publicly the trio had deliberately attended the event to pose as Venusians, to mock him, to discredit him, to damage his reputation as a serious researcher of extraterrestrial contact. I think he thinks they're trying to muscle in on his grift.
Maybe.
Which raises the obvious question that if Adamski claims and believed that Venusians were walking among us in human form, why was he so determined to deny that these 3 people might be exactly that? Was some pressure put on him by the government? Or was he really annoyed that someone was trying to muscle in on his grift?
Well, that's it. He's one in control, isn't he? They speak to me,
Yeah.
and I relate to you.
Yeah, it's his cult leader thing.
But if everyone knows they're out there, they'll find their own Venusian.
Yeah, that's it. They'll find that I won't be as relevant anymore. I'll be selling my books.
That's it.
The most generous interpretation is that he was protective of his own claims and didn't want others muscling in on his cosmic territory. The less generous interpretation is that Adamski understood at some level that the extraordinary precision with which the three strangers matched his own earlier description was a coincidence he couldn't control or profit from, and it might well expose as, a bit too convenient that, there's actually just people out there that look like my pain. So, who was Dolores Barrios? Who really? Well, basic facts, as established by Martin research, is that she was a fashion designer based in New York, and her
There you go.
companions,
Case closed. Fashion designer in New York.
her companions were
A
musicians.
human fashion designer in New York. That's it. We're done.
And they were musicians from Manhattan Beach, California. They all signed the guest book with the names when they came to be from. None of them claimed to be from Venus. They denied it. One school of thought, the pragmatic, straightforward one, says that's essentially the whole story. Three curious, unconventional-looking people attended the UFO convention because they're interested, and they just happen to bear a resemblance to what your guru of UFOs is showing you as what aliens look like. Was it?
But she was never seen again after that. That's what they said earlier.
That's true.
So
She did not go on.
What's the crack with that?
Went back to being a fashion designer in New York. Lived a
Yeah.
life.
I don't know. They fled from the photographer because they didn't want their images plastered above anything. Some research has gone further, tracing Dolores Barrios' life forward and concluding that she was unambiguously a real person, and she married, raised a family, and died in 2008, having lived a full and entirely terrestrial life.
What a surprise.
But it gets complicated. Some dispute this. A second school of UFO researchers notes that taking on a deceased person's identity was a recognized practice in both organized crime and Cold War espionage. If the woman at the convention was using the name Dolores Barrios, that doesn't mean especially that she was. The real one could have been living her life quietly in New York, unaware her name had been borrowed.
It's possible.
No one who attended the convention came forward to say they recognised Dolores Barrios from any prior context in their lives. No one saw her again. And the person who died in 2008, was that actually the woman in the photographs? We don't with certainty actually know. Do we?
I'm betting it is.
Possibly. So, just for a moment, we've touched on it. We'll skip through it slightly just to end. 1954, the scientific community's knowledge of Venus was limited but not blank. It had been studied telescopically for decades. It was known to be perpetually cloud covered, close in size to Earth. Was early speculation it might be habitable, but beneath those clouds might lie something like a tropical paradise or a survival environment. And that's what Adamski was drawing on, the Venusian concept. He wasn't scientifically illiterate, especially, but it was wishful thinking in a way. But in the 60s, the space probes began reaching Venus and returning data, and it kind of all just collapsed because we've then found out that the temperature's approximately 465 degrees Celsius and the clouds are composed of sulfuric acid.
Yeah, the Russians sent probes and they all melted.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
She didn't look like she could withstand 500-degree heat or acid rain.
She's never met me. I bring the 500 degrees, the full 500.
You know what I mean, though? She doesn't look like looking like that.
Again, could have lived in the clouds.
But we'd have seen that. Like that last paragraph just said about the amount of probes and telescopes and shit that we've closely looked at this planet. You'd see.
Still don't. I don't
There'd
know.
be signs of it. They would, of course, they would if they were living in the clouds.
Well, it's a theory that's still open because they found that a chemical in the atmosphere, didn't they? What was it?
Oh,
It was.
no idea.
It can only be produced by life on Earth.
Oh,
Phosphine.
something like that. Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And then
Decaying
there was a
organic
debate-
matter, isn't
yeah.
it?
And then there was a debate over whether there was that much actually found. But
What he should have done is put a planet further afield. Maybe Uranus. Maybe one of the moons of Saturn. So by the 60s, your aliens on Venus aren't seeming as unlikely then. But they ain't sending a probe to Saturn's moon anytime. He went too close to home, didn't he?
Yep.
I find it interesting that he was annoyed by it. And I do think it's because someone was trying to, he might have thought someone was trying to muscle in on his grift, take the attention away from him. Because if she was to turn up, right, let's look at it another way from his perspective, right? She turns up, she's like, oh my, people are like, oh my God, that woman is from Venus. And her two dudes with her, they are from fucking Venus, right? They look exactly like the portrait that the professor up there just fucking showed us. He's now thinking, if she says she is, I'm fucked here. I've lost control of this group because they ain't going to listen to me. They're going to listen to her. You've been hoisted by your own petard as a wannabe cult leader, haven't you? When you're saying someone's going to turn up and then they actually do. Well, fuck me. Your time in charge has just gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, because it's like you fucking Charles Mansons of the world, yeah. You cult leaders that say they're like the new Messiah and that's what's if Jesus actually did turn back up, they're not going to keep following that prick, are they? They're going to go straight to Jesus and be like,
Oh,
oh,
that's it, because Jesus ain't fucking their wives and taking all their money.
yeah. And he's just turning their water into wine for them and shit. You know what I mean?
You got 5 loaves and a
Who you
fish
gonna
there,
follow?
pal. Give it here, I'll feed all of you.
Yeah, who are you going to follow, eh?
Yeah. So, some researchers have suggested that Venus might once, billions of years ago, might have had more hospitable conditions.
Well, that's it. They could have come from Venus originally.
And be living on spaceships or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or another planet or
A
moon.
bit like the 100.
Mm.
You seen that series
Yeah,
before?
saw a bit of that, yeah.
That kind of their planet is no longer livable, so they developed enough. They're still Venusians, like they'd still be humans, kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe they keep the race
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, so it could be that, couldn't it? You don't really, nobody really thinks about that,
Yeah.
do they?
Well, so where are we at?
On the fence, for a change for me, because there's no proof, but it does sound a bit culty,
You got the
doesn't it?
photograph.
Yeah, she just looks like a woman, doesn't she? She does. She's
Oh,
a
yeah.
woman. She had big features, but so did one of my
girlfriends.
She wasn't an alien, or was she?
Well, do you know now for sure?
No, it's making me second guess it. Very big eyes, and big, beautiful lips.
But I think this is it's weird, isn't it? Let's not beat about the bush. It's weird. It's
I don't think it is.
I think that's about all it is.
I don't even think it's that. What am I meant to be thinking here?
Well, some aliens have turned up at a
It's
UFO
not,
convention.
is it? It's human.
Just coincidence. Coincidence that they've
What about
thought of suggestibility or whatever they call it, isn't it?
Power
Power
of
of
suggestion.
Power of suggestibility. So they're being shown this image. You've got this fucking fashion designer with 2 models.
You've got some fucking cracking peyote.
Yeah. But
You
you know
know.
what I mean? She's the fashion designer. She's brought along 2 of her models with her who will look a bit tall and skinny and very chiseled and very handsome. Do you know what I mean? So they instantly go, oh my God, it's them! You know what I mean? Because you smacked off your tits and also power of suggestibility.
No, the professor, the guy we've come here to see, just showed us a picture and said this
Says
is
they're
what they
gonna
look
turn
like.
up.
And you're off your tit. Maybe there is an element of being off your tits with the oh my God, that's a Venusian.
I think it was just they were in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And then got accosted by a bunch of fucked up people that were like all off their tits on alcohol and whatever. and drugs and
'Cause you know they're doing drugs at this. It's 1954. It's a UFO.
moonshine as well, because
It's a UFO convention, mate. Yeah, they're doing drugs. I've always wanted to go to Contact in the Desert, which is a big one in America. One day I might get there.
Well, I'm hoping for contact proper. If all these allegations are true.
Well, what if Dolores turns up? Will you take it back there?
Well, yeah. But until then, I will remain skeptical, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. I'm actually on the fence. I'm on the fence. For once, I'm on the fence.
we're on the fence. You're off the fence.
Yeah.
You're fully skeptical on this one.
Yeah.
So, but we've all just kind of taken a step back on this one.
Yeah.
Especially being as it's UFO, because generally, you're definitely never on the fence when it comes to
That's what I
UFO
mean.
stuff.
So if he's on the fence, then I'm definitely sure it's bollocks.
Yeah.
What's this stain on the fence, Mike?
I've been there a long
I say
time.
he's been there a while, though, man.
Why is the top beam of the fence adhered to your butts?
No, it's
your
the
butt
only bit
grooves?
that's it's the only bit that's still the true colour of the
Yeah.
paint.
Yeah.
Because he's been sat. Obviously, it's not been weathered.
Yeah.
Like the rest
This
of
is
it.
faded.
It's just like your legs and ass print.
I think what it is for me, and you know I love an alien, right?
A little too much, we think sometimes, but yeah.
I don't really believe Adamski. I think he just cottoned on to a really fucking nice little grift.
I do as well, to be fair.
I don't, because when all of his claims are held up, they all kind of fall down flat. But what he did was write several books and made some money and got a bit of a minor cult around him. And I think I think he was like in his 50s when he started doing this.
He probably lived a good life from it, didn't he? So fair
You
play
know,
to him.
but he was a charismatic guy that could tell a story. And, if you've been given a gift, fucking use it.
That's all Jesus was. Just a guy that could walk around and get a crowd.
And I think that's why he was annoyed when she did rock up, because he's like, oh, fuck.
But I do believe him over Vrillon.
You believe Adamski over Vrillon?
About Vrillon.
Oh, about...
I know he sort of... It's where it sort of comes from, isn't it? The Space Brothers.
Yes, it is.
I believe in the Space Brothers.
Right. So you think there's an intergalactic planetary
Well, of
council of
course.
Space Brothers?
But I don't think these people were them.
Right. You think they're imposters? You don't think
I
they...
just think they were humans, but
Right.
mistaken for Venusians.
Pete?
But I'm not saying I'm off the fence about the Space Brothers.
Okay. Right.
Makes sense.
Interesting situation.
I kind of gave mine first. Didn't I?
Yeah. All right then, well, let's end the show. I've been Ben. Thank you very much for listening. Don't drink the Favorade. Don't join a cult.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
And I've been Pete. Thank you very much for listening to us this week with our Claire. She'll be back next week. And yeah, so bye.